Big up, everybody. It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan, guys. And you know what it is. It's the midday roundup where we talk about what's happening today, guys. Lots of big things. Big day, Manchester United in the Europa League as we take on ex-manager Jose Mourinho and Fenerbahce later on this evening, guys, in the match of the day. What are your thoughts going into this, guys? Big up to all of you joining. It's your boy. You know what it is. Smash the likes and subscribe. Help the channel grow because it helps us immensely. The earlier you like, the more people comes in the chat because it shares it around to everyone. For every like, it shares it around to someone. And thank you very much in advance. Big up to all of you in the building. Hope you're well. I got Admiral Drex coming in shortly. Maybe Hayden Pro might jump in. I'm not sure if he's busy. But guys, get in. Big up to Stephanie Griffith in the building. Big up to you. And I hear your concerns, Stephanie. We're going to address that at the beginning. Get into the chat. Big up to Jim Watkins. Hope you're... I'm here, Jim. I'm here. I'm live. You know what I mean? It's all good. Your boy was just, dozed away there just now for like 10 seconds. Big up to everyone, bro. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good morning. Big up to Danny B. What's good, my brother? Hope you're well. How you're doing today? And the concern from Stephanie are enforced substitutions to CB and midfield position. Jose will target the fact we have only 3 recognized players in these areas. Lindelof is playing is a big worry for me. 100%, I won't disagree there. I'm going to bring up this and mention this, and then I'm going to bring Drex on. And if anyone else comes in, I'm going to drop the link in a few minutes as well. It's going to be interesting, but I wanted to look at this one thing. Some players at Fenerbahce that we need to keep our eyes on because you know what? They're a good team. They're a decent team. They're not the best team in the world. But what I would say to you guys is that they perform very, very well in their league, consistent, more consistent than we have. Not saying they're a better, more energetic team. They will do damage against us, but they have some dangerous players. So let's look at those dangerous players, and then we'll discuss what either manager had to say, in their press conferences. I know you guys saw the press conference this morning live here on the channel, and Jose Mourinho's press conference. If you want, I could bring up the Jose Mourinho press conference. Just let me know in the chat. I'll bring it up for you guys in a bit. Fenerbahce has 7 stars. Man United should keep an eye on. And the first is none other than Saint Maximin. Guys, very good player. He comes from Newcastle. Of course, he hurt us last season before he left, when he scored against us playing for Newcastle. I think that was in Eric Ten Hag's first season. He's not that bad player, but as you can see him here, he's not the Saint Maximum he was at Newcastle. This guy looks a little chunkier, you know what I mean? But don't underestimate him. He's quick. He's got that quick feet. He can dribble and he can shoot. So we're going to have to pay attention to that. Another player we're going to have to be looking out for is this guy. And who is this guy? Well, Fenerbahce, one of Fenerbahce's stars, Dusan Tadic. Dusan Tadic has played very well, guys, in the first couple games. In the last 6, he scored 6 goals, and he's also had 3 assists. You know what I mean? So 1 assist, 1 goal in 3 games back to back, and then 3 games with just a goal. So that's good performance from Dusan Tadic. He's going to be a danger man, so we definitely have to be looking out for him. That's one of the hurts. And the old boy Adnan Dzeko, who won one of the first leagues with Man City when, he was there in his prime. He's the captain of Fenerbahce and their target man up front. It's going to be a difficult task for our defensive signings to keep up with him and to make sure he doesn't overrun us. An experienced player, not as sharp and quick as he was back in the day, but definitely got a mind that will be as sharp as his reflexes were back then. So you're going to have to look out for that because experience is something that pays off in all sports. Fred is on the list, guys. Our very own. We sold him last season to none other than Fenerbahce. He went on to have a worldie for Fenerbahce last season, and he's one of their top goal scorers. This season, however, good performances, not much goal contributions yet, but you never know. And people will have to be looking out for him because you never know what can happen. Fred might just be looking to make us know what we lost out on. At the end of the day, was a red, former red. Sofian Amrabat, our former lone player from last season, we all know him from that amazing tackle where he chased Kylian Mbappe half the length of the field to win a challenge for his home nation, Morocco. Sofian Amrabat plays for Fenerbahce now. We left him out this summer. We did not bring him back. Left it quite late to make that decision. So he must be having some sort of focus on his mind to make us pay. And I won't put it past him. But at the same time, what I would say is he's not a world beater. He's a good player. He had some good games for United, but let's just be honest. We're gonna do the business against him. You know what I mean? Their goalkeeper, Livakovic, very experienced goalkeeper, good player. You know, we've seen him, the Croatian international, play for Croatia in the Euros. So some good performances because Croatia went to this one of the quarterfinals, if I could remember clearly. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see us get past this guy. And last but not least, Mert Mulder. This is their starlet, to be fair. He's one emerging from their team. A Turk himself, very good player. You know what I mean? He has been linked with Premier League clubs all season long, and you never know where his next step might be. He could very well have a great performance today, and next thing you know, he becomes a Man United player. So these are some of the players we have to look out for, guys. You know, remember I told you Mert Mulder, one of them, the goalkeeper, Livakovic, of course, you know, Sofian Amrabat, Fred, you know, we already know Alan St. Maximin, the likes of Ednan Dzeko, and none other than Dusan Tadic, former Ten Hag player and protege. Let me bring Drex into the scene. I'm going to drop the link for the guys in the chat who want to come in and have their say as well. Big up to you guys. Let's discuss this one topic. Drex, are you there in the background, bro? Are you ready? I'm gonna bring you up. I'm gonna bring you up, bro. Big up, bro. What are your thoughts on this? These players can certainly hurt us. I'm not gonna put that past them at the end of the day. You know what I mean? We're gonna be facing stiff competition today. We know Jose Mourinho is a very good tactician, quality coach. You know, we would say he's one of the legends of the game. At the same time, Ten Hag has been doing a decent job. I think, you know, we could say in the last three games, United have been showing a little bit of fight in their mentality. You know, the performance, while they have not been perfect, they have been much better, a little bit more consistent. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I can't hear you, bro.
Okay, can you hear me now? Yeah. Let me first of all shout out Danny B. Big up yourself, bro. How you doing? It's been a while. I know I haven't seen you in a while. Big up yourself, Stephanie, as well. Yeah, the game, football heritage, bro. Football heritage. Playing host to. I like at this moment. I like to say the most hated manager at the fan in the fan base. So it's fun to see. Like I have so much respect for Jose Mourinho, what he's done. But this team, bro, his team, he has a way of fine-tuning his team to get result when it matters most. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
but a few names that you called, like the Tadic, the Sofian Amrabat, Fred. I think the United players, right? Don't you know when I say United players, not just the Rashford and the Brunos, they also Martinez, the Leeds, they know Tadic, you know, they know Tadic, they know the kind of player, the kind of threat he poses, even Mazraoui, you know, so they know what Tadic can do. So I think that in itself would help us because it's just Tadic that might be telling the Fenerbahce crew, and maybe they see it's a case of 3 versus 3. Fred, Amrabat, and Tadic might say, okay, I know a few things about how Ten Hag wants to play, how he wants to set up his team, right? But also, don't forget that we have Rashford and Bruno, right? Who's also saying, okay, and how Mourinho wants to play. So it's gonna be very interesting. I
Well,
just
Bruno
really
not playing today, bro.
Okay,
So
Bruno not
yeah.
playing today. So no, but he would also give his take to his teammates, right? Like, yo, this is how this guy likes to play, you know? So, and most of they're all professionals in their right. So I expect a good game. Maybe if I think we'll be able to keep the likes of Fred and Amrabat a little bit quiet, right? Tadic, I'm not too sure because yeah, he might have a trick or up his sleeve here or there. but I feel like we should be able. But Mourinho, it's because if it was a different coach, I would say, okay, I fancy us to actually win, confidently win the game. But it's Mourinho, bro. He has a way of, especially the back line, he has a way of setting them up to be very difficult to break down. Bro, there's a reason why they call him they put the football heritage thing close to his name. You understand what I'm saying? So it's gonna be an interesting game today. I honestly cannot wait for it. Like I want to see what Ten Hag has to do or Ten Hag has to offer in terms of breaking the Mourinho side down. Right? We've seen the likes of the Hediao and they all play the kind of some kind of low block in the league as well. And last season we all saw how Ten Hag, even in his first season, we saw how Ten Hag actually dealt with all of that. So now going to the master of all, the king of the quote and unquote pack the boss. So let's see if it's something. If Fenerbahce tries to play us in a more expansive way, like the way, not the way we all know Mourinho to play, maybe let's say they come at us, right? Try to impose themselves in the game or try to control the game. I think it will be an open game for us. I think United can actually hurt them quickly. But if Fenerbahce does the Mourinho set them up in a way where he likes, okay, let's see what United has to offer, right? Let's catch them on the break. Let's see what United have to offer. Sit back, be conservative, hold on, like keep it tight at the back, right? And see what they have to offer. I think that might make the game a little bit difficult for both sides. And even the fan base, the fans, both fan base might find it a little bit boring because it might be like one team is trying to break one other team down and it's not working. So it's more like, yeah, counter attack and all of that. But it's an exciting game. It's one game I am waiting for, right? Just because of the Mourinho effect, bro. Just because of that, bro. That's it.
Mourinho's Mourinho. We're not going to take away from the fact that he is the legendary Jose. He done great things in football. So, not going to take that away from Jose Mourinho. Just, I know he going to play his mind games. He have some stuff that he had to say that, for me, I was just like laughing a little bit about it because it is what it is. I know some people might think very deeply into a lot of what he said, but it is what it is. What are you thinking, Bali Tech? What's going on? What are your thoughts on this game so far?
What are my thoughts? Yeah, Mourinho is just gonna do Mourinho things, really. That's what I'm thinking. Yes, there is a concern playing against a low block because obviously this season we've struggled to score goals. But hopefully, either we can score a goal and then force them to come out and play a bit more. So as long as we get one goal up, I'm confident we can score more. But that one goal is very vital because I think Mourinho is ready to just stink it out and try and nick a win or try and nick a goal at the end of the match. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Danger men, Tadic and Dzeko, very dangerous players. Tadic being a creative type of goal scorer in their team. He's basically like their version of Bruno. He might, yeah, he's their version of Bruno, and so he's their chief creator. And then obviously you got their chief goal scorer, who, in my opinion, is a better goal scorer than the goal scorers that we have. Obviously, he's got a bit more experience, so our defenders better watch out for him because he knows all the tricks of the trade.
Cool. Well, I have a little interesting clip here. There's a clip of what Jose Mourinho had to say. You know what I mean? Let's just check it out and see what he says here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which clip this is.
Manchester United have changed since you left. Do you think they've got better or worse? Why do they keep having problems?
Honestly, I didn't lose 1 minute thinking about it. I wish the best to Man United since the moment I left. I left with a good feeling to the club, with a good feeling to the fans, and I want the best for them. So if things are not going amazingly well for them, it's not something that makes me happy. But at the same time, I have no time and doesn't make sense for me to be thinking about what happened, what didn't happen. What happened for sure, because it's very objective, is that they keep faith in the coach. They support the coach. The coach is staying season after season, and that means stability, means trust, and they are giving him conditions to keep developing his job. That was a difference in relation to me, because as you know, we won Europa League. We finished second in the Premier League. I think we still have a chance to win that league, because maybe they punish Man City with points, and maybe we win that league, and they have to pay me the bonus and give me the medal.
All right, so actually, you know, I was kind of hoping it was that clip, to be fair, because I actually wanted to see it. You know, to hear him say it now, it more say it and watch it and react to it online. Big up to Kazi in the building, big up to Anraya Daniela. You know what I mean? Yeah, you already playing mind games. In my opinion, you know, I think on Jose was being honest. Back then, it was a different story. I think after he did win, he came second, he did win the Europa in those 2 seasons, you know, afterwards, they could have backed him a little bit more. I think we didn't really give him that backing, but at the same time, we had bankers. We didn't have a structure of football and people in charge. And maybe Jose Mourinho, you know, thought that they would just listen to him, and maybe it was his downfall that he didn't try to help encourage them to bring in a structure above that would help him do his job better. You know what I'm saying? And while I would say that maybe if it was a structure around Jose, we could have been champions already, or it could have been better by now. I'm not gonna say, well, what if we give Jose Mourinho the job under this structure? Because, in my honest opinion, you know, Jose Mourinho had his time and we moved on. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on that?
First of all, shout out to Jose Mourinho. He's doing his thing. Like he always knows how to play wild mind games. In fact, he's probably like the second best mind game manager after Fergie. So, you know, congratulations to him. But at the end of the day, the game is won and lost on the pitch. So he can say all the sly things he wants to say, but at the end of the day, when we roll up in town, we're coming for the 3 points. We ain't trying to get no draw. We ain't trying to lose. We're coming for the 3 points. And all the players, if they're listening to this stream, you better be pumped and ready to take souls, because anything less than 3 points is unacceptable. Simple.
Facts. I won't disagree there. We're saying Drex.
Dude, for me, it's yeah, a little bit of mind game, but I feel like he's just being honest, right? Honest in the sense that the question is answering the question the way Jose Mourinho will answer a question, right? It's just because I feel like we know him to be the king of the mind, like what Bailey touched right there, second to Sir Alex, right? He knows how to subtly do it. But that being said, I feel like we have players that should look at this game. I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, the manager should set his team tactically to actually outclass Jose Mourinho and all of that," right? That's on the one hand. You could do all the tactical work and all of that. If these players don't get it, they won't execute it, right? So it's a thing of who wants it most. You remember yesterday I said who wants it most would get it. And this game, I feel like United players should be like, you know what, we have to start making things right. Not just because it's a Mourinho or it's a Mourinho's Fenerbahcę. No, it's because of the fact that we need to start putting points on the board. Not just the one point. We need to put serious points on the board. And what else? The opportunity just happens to be that it's a Mourinho's Fenerbahcę, and you guys just have to go there and get the job done. Tactically, I feel like we would, because we've seen how the boys are trying to break down low blocks and all of that. I feel like, yeah, maybe this game, in my opinion, I was thinking about it last night. This game might just suit the likes of Joshua Zexi. It might just suit him, you know, be able to see how we could do the one quick football, one touch and quick pass and go kind of thing, where before the defenders get back in shape, right? We already threw them, maybe making a shot at goal, making the keeper make a fine save or something like that. But one thing I would also say is, whatever happens tonight, bro, one shot at goal, one shot on target should equate goal because you're not gonna get a lot against the Mourinho side. So we have to be clinical this today. We have to be.
True. I mean, it's Jose Mourinho at the end of the day, right? You know what I mean? He's no spring chicken. He's very experienced, top manager, in my honest opinion. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say he's finished, but I would still sit here and say that he's going to play a defensive situation today. They're gonna try to play us on the counter because that's basically what he usually does, even when he was at United. Even at his best, he's find a way to play a sort of counter-attacking brand of football that wins. And hats off to that. But at the same time, you know, I have to look at it from the perspective of United have been performing, you know, in a decent run in the last 2 or 3 games. Now, we won one, right? But we drew 2. And in my opinion, in those 3 games, we saw, you know, good performances in terms of a stronger mentality than we have normally seen when we concede or we go down or we face adversity. So when I say it like this, I'm looking at it from the perspective that, you know, I'm not saying United go and walk in there and win this game and it's all going to be roses and red. But what I'm saying is that we're going to go into this game and we're going to put in a performance that probably will merit us winning this game. You know what I mean? Now, it's all up to the lads at the end of the day because any 11 could beat a 11 on a day. It's Europa League. This is not the Premier League. You know what I mean? Teams could be losing in the league, hit the Europa League, and it's bang, win. So it's one of those things. You know what I mean? And yeah, Jose already played mind games. Brendan is saying Mourinho will focus on our weaknesses, but might forget that fullback has quite some weaknesses of their own. Or you talk about Fenerbahcę, and we will exploit 100%. Ronald, I don't know if you're caught up on everything so far, but if you have, what are your thoughts, bro?
I'm excited.
Me
It's
too,
a
bro.
Mourinho night. You talk about the devil. He's the one who made that in a certain stead. This guy is difficult to beat. Low block, we're difficult against that. It ain't easy for us. It's a long day if we play a low block. And Jose Mourinho's low block, the one that went home run, no losses for 9 years. This man can do wonders with a team of players you don't expect. Remember Porto? No one expected them to do what they did. So I will never discredit or take Jose Mourinho lightly. I would always take him at the highest level. If it's the similar situation for me, how we walked up to play Man City with Pep Guardiola's Man City, suits and all. You have to show up the same way. You have to show him respect, take his respect back home. It's a Mourinho night. It's going to be a beautiful, wonderful night. It ain't going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. But one thing I want to talk about, I don't know if you guys talked about it, but hey, Sofyan Amrabat is talking. Sofyan
No, we
Amrabat
haven't
is
I haven't touched
speaking.
on that yet. But they could go ahead. Feel free.
Sofyan Amrabat is talking. He's talking about what's happening. Well, Drex, were you also the one who heard people say Eric Ten Hag didn't want to keep Amrabat, Mr. Embarrassment?
Yeah, I heard that.
You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Embarrassment came out and said today, why am I not at the club? Asked Wilcox.
Yeah, I read that. I read
Wilcox? Why Wilcox? I thought Eric Ten Hag had veto. I think he was the one who was making decisions, no? But hey, the truth will unfold. Who was that? Who was the comedian who said in 2024, you will start running towards Jesus? Who was that guy?
Say that again, bro.
Cat Williams.
That's the black comedian. Yeah,
I love that guy. Man spoke it. His manifestation power is elite. He needs to say United will win the league.
He needs to say it, right? The thing is, a lot of people tend to know. They feel like they know a lot about the club. They've got ears in every way, so they it's easy to put everything on the manager. I see it as it's easy.
So
Your player
I
gets
didn't
injured,
believe
it's
that.
easier.
So Drex, when I read that quote, I didn't
Mhm.
believe it. So I went ahead. I have a source. He's a fly on the wall in United rooms and everywhere. And I know tier one. I know who he is. I know how big he is. I know who quote tweets him. I know who puts out their name. Like when he says something, they put the big outlets put their name, right? So I spoke to him. I asked him, is this true? He said he has been knowing this for months now. So people already knew. Obviously, the fans didn't know, right? So we never knew. But people who were close enough, the leagues or whatever you want to call it, the fly on the walls, they knew. So Wilcox, part of the Jim Ratcliffe crew, made the decision to not keep Amber Barrisman. So don't tell me my manager did not want to keep him. The same with McTominay. He wanted to keep both of them. But hey, we'll see what they do today. We'll have a field day. It's going to be a beautiful day. The pastor is going to show up, and then Amrabat, Top G is going to be there right beside him. Let's see what they do.
Do you know one thing I'll say, right, about the recruitment situation and Eric Ten Hag not really having that much of a say, only the veto part, but not that much of a say in terms of who they're getting rid of, who they're buying, and all things of that nature. I think it might be a good thing because they have put all this professional structure in place. It's not just Wilcox, you know. They've got Vavel, they've got proper scouts, they've got people in place that are analyzing players and saying, do you know what? What does this team need? Eric, what do you need? Oh, you need a defensive midfielder who's energetic and who wins has a high succession rate of his tackles and can keep the ball and things of that nature. Okay, boom, we'll go get this guy. He's like top 2 or 3 in the world. We'll go get this guy. Oh, you need a striker that does this. Okay, we'll go get this guy. So personally, I don't think that is a
But
bad thing because if you look
the
at
thing is,
Liverpool, well, hold on a
but
second. If you look at
go on.
Liverpool, right, under Jurgen Klopp, now initially, there was a guy. He's gone back to Liverpool. I forgot his name, but
Edwards.
Edwards. He was in charge of Liverpool's transfer policy, the buying of players and the selling of players, right? And Jurgen Klopp didn't want certain players. Like he famously didn't want Mo Salah, but he imposed Mo
And
Salah
Sadio
onto
Mane.
him. Yeah, he didn't want certain players, but then when it came to selling certain players, Jurgen Klopp was like, "No, I don't want you to sell this player," and he would sell the player. He would go above him and sell the player. Now, it got to the point where they argued so much that Edwards actually left the club, leaving Jurgen Klopp to take over the transfer policy. So he was in charge of the transfers, and then all of a sudden, Liverpool started going on the slide. Then Liverpool, the, as a whole, the organization looked at what Klopp was doing and said, you know what, we need to bring Edwards back. Edwards came back, and that is why Klopp left. A lot of people don't talk about that, but that is the reason why Klopp left, because it's almost like, hold on, you've
Nah,
brought this guy.
he came back after Klopp announced he's leaving. So they
Yeah,
knew they
but
need to bring
no, but
someone back.
the reason why Klopp was
Yeah, it's
leaving
part
is
reason.
because
It's
he
part
knew
reason.
he was coming back. That's
Yeah,
the
it's part
reason why.
reason. Yeah, it's part reason. But Bali, the thing is, what I'm trying to say with what I said is that when people famously claim that Eric Ten Hag did not want to keep someone like Amrabat, right? But at the same time, actually went ahead and bought Mason Mount. Now that's what I have a problem with, because he wanted to keep Amrabat. I'm not too sure how keen he was in getting Mount, because hey, when Sir Alex was here and he was not buying players in summers when we need to buy players, he also had to come out. There's no talent in the market, and I'm not buying anyone. It is what it is. We all knew as fans there was talent in the market. We could have bought so many players, but you can't go above the owners. Sir Alex couldn't do that. So how can we expect from Eric Ten Hag? So
He has a
it's just
veto, man. Say.
unfair, huh?
Man say you have a veto.
Who had a veto?
No, they say Ten Hag have a veto now, but I try to tell men them that a veto is only work when, as long as the man who signed the check
Bro,
saying
even Ole
okay.
Gunnar Solskjaer had a veto. He said in his famous interview at the Overlap that he had veto power as well. He just did not have enough power to use it at the same command as Erik ten Hag. But that's just the difference.
Do you think he had the power to say he didn't want Cristiano Ronaldo? Because I don't think he did.
I think
Well,
he wanted him.
he actually wanted him, yeah, because Cristiano Ronaldo was the figure he needed as a prime example. If you look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, people say he was just about wives and things. No, he was all about stories. He was a storyteller. The man would put you in a game mode with just a story. What bigger story would you have with like Ronaldo is just there. He just needs to point everyone to Ronaldo. Look at this guy. You want to be like this guy? Put in the work ethic. Follow his lead. He was a man of stories and a few tactics, I guess. I'm not sure.
I mean, I get what Sosa saying here. ETH could have said no to Mount, but at the same time, this is the one thing that that kind of was for me. I not going to argue it with anybody, but from my basic belief, when we bought Mason Mount, because we offered him the number 7, it was more on the club than Ten Hag personally wanted Mason Mount. I think the
Thank you so
club
much for saying
identified
that out
Mason
loud.
Mount as a player that they could have seen. And remember, the club was going in that direction, a kind of British core. And Mason Mount is British, and you know they haven't had a British number 7 for a long time. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? So I feel like that was the direction I was trying to take, and they maybe thought that, you know, maybe Mason Mount, after the season he had when Chelsea won the Champions League, they thought maybe, you know, he might get back to that season and have that same kind of impact at United. But realistically, he had most of those performances over the right hand side. Yeah, but Owen was a long time ago though, bro. Because in between Owen, it had Ronaldo, it had this guy from Valencia, it had Cavani, you know what I mean, back to Ronaldo again. All that happened in between Owen. It even had this dude, what's his name? Memphis Depay. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was the last one. So that's why I say they probably was trying to go back in that direction. And to be honest, guys, like, you know, the one strange notion that people would say Ten Hag had liked this guy 4 years ago from scouting him at Vitesse. And 4 years later, this is why he go and bring him here. I mean, it's kind of for me a long shot. It's as much as a long shot as me saying I believe is a club signing because the fact that they give him the number 7. We don't know for fact and for sure. You know, we all speculating at this point on that particular situation. But you know, just like Ronald say, it are people who know the truth. And while the manager have a veto, let's be honest, with this new structure, he might have a veto on saying, well, listen, I prefer this player over that player, or I want this player. But then you know, it still have to have, you know, Jason Wilcox, Omar Barada, and Dan Ashwood say, well, what or one at least one out of the 2 of them saying, or 2 out of the 3 of them saying, well, yeah, Ten Hag, cool. Because trust me, bro, I don't. If you look at Ten Hag, everybody look at Ten Hag. Look at what he did at Aston at Ajax. You know Joshua Zirkzee is not the type of striker he would have go for. Just look at his profile. He is not a Ten Hag type striker. This is a signing that the club and scouts thought probably they could develop into a player that we need. Who's to say he don't actually work out and be a top player? But realistically, I feel like we just reach a little bit far in saying this is this he wanted this one, he wanted that one, he didn't want this. You know what I mean? It's more like bro, we sign the player, especially now that we have a structure, they're doing it together. So from this summer transfer window, every player that walks through the door is a togetherness decision with the club and Ten Hag. It's not on this manager alone anymore.
I think he even specified that he had nothing to do with signing De Ligt. I think he said that the club came to him and said, how about De Ligt? And he was just like, yeah, that's cool. So if the club are really doing their own work, really, And a lot of people are like, "Oh well, he's got his players now." No, these are the club's players. He's just adapting to the people that the club is bringing in, and all they want to see, as far as I'm aware of, and I think people don't actually read between the lines, but the club, they just want the team to perform well. Not to say that we can finish anywhere, but I believe we can finish outside the top four and Ten Hag could still be here on the basis that we're signing young players. We're not signing like established players that are now gonna just mount an assault on the Premier League and we need to come in the top two. Like that's not what we're doing. We're going to get unproven players. We're going to get. You can't tell a manager, "Oh yeah, we want you to win the Premier League. We're gonna buy you a striker." Oh yeah. Oh, who we buying? Oh, Rasmus Poland. Oh yeah. Okay. What did he do last year? 12 goals. Oh yeah. What? We're gonna win the Premier League with that? Yeah. A brother that's only scored like 12 goals, breakout season, and then signed Joshua Zirkzee the following season. Oh yeah, what did he do last season? Oh yeah, 13 goals. Oh yeah, we're gonna win the Premier League with that. We're gonna top four. We're gonna get top four with that. So it's just a case of the club. I believe they're being realistic in terms of their expectations of the manager. I believe all they want is for him to be more focused on the training ground rather than leaving it all up to his assistants to do everything and him just take a step back and just try to manage the team for the match days. Now he has to be more involved in the training ground and he has to he's going to be judged by the performances rather than the results, and that's what I believe.
And with the renewal of the new contract that was given to him, his veto was obviously decreased to a certain degree because now you have a structure above your head. So you don't need a 50-50 veto. Your veto decreases as per time. So his veto decreased. So this season, if anyone thinks that he could have said no, the club would have said, move. Still getting the guy. Relax, it's okay. We want the guy. Because if you remember, Ligt was also linked to United when we actually went and bought Maguire around that time. We were looking at Koulibaly, Ligt, and Maguire. I don't know how we decided upon Maguire. I think Juventus was just too quick.
Expensive one.
But hey, we make mistakes. We all do.
See, what I think about all this, I think a lot of people are confusing veto for a unanimous agreement, bro. I think a lot of people are actually just saying, "Oh, it's another thing they want to put on Ten Hag," which is fine. You could do that, but a manager says, "I want X player." The club says, "No, we want this player." Then we all have to find a common ground, bro. We all have to find. Okay,
people still blamed Erik Ten Hag for 80 million signing of Anthony. When Erik Ten Hag told the club he wants Anthony, Anthony was priced at 35 mil. A combined package of 72 mil was offered to Manchester United for Anthony and Lisandro Martinez, not Jurrien Timber. When Jurrien Timber declined, we went back and asked for Martinez and Anthony, and at that time, 72 mil combined offer was placed. But we decided, hey, you know what? Okay, we heard the offer. We'll come back to you. Let us now focus 1.5 months on Frankie de Jong. We ran after them, and then we decided, oh, you know what? Let's go back and get those guys. Now the price is 120 million. Pay up. Simple as.
Let me just. I don't think people are surprised that and are unhappy that Wicos said no to. It's just we're just
happy, to be fair.
People are just saying, okay. A lot of people have been saying, oh, Ten Hag never wanted him. What's the point of having him in the first place? And some people have gone as far as saying, oh, the reason why I didn't want him was because he only gave him a few starts last season. Now the man himself, Amrabat, has come out to say, ask Wilcox, meaning it's got nothing to do with Ten Hag. So that's what people are trying to say. Okay, so all of these stories that people have heaped on Ten Hag as touching Amrabat was all a speculation, coin stuff. It's not really true. So it's not a case of being unhappy. It's a case of just. It's a case of just the thing has come to light. Everybody has seen the truth. Which, if everything start coming to light, a lot of people will be like, okay, this Ten Hag that we've been heaping a lot of thing on that is off the page, it's actually unfair. focus on the pitch issue and heap that on the manager, not off the pitch issue. So for me,
Facts.
it's a case of people are just wanting to just have extra whip to go at this guy, right? Which, in my opinion, is just ludicrous because deal with what's happening on the pitch. Outside that, you and I are just making speculations. And the man
But
saying
even
this song,
Drex,
yeah.
the same is with Reguilon's story as well. That Alvaro
True.
Fernandez was sold, this, that, and the other. It's on Eric Ten Hag's head. I have sent Mark on his Twitter just now a clip, okay, and the timestamp when Reguilon addresses. This is after his loan was done. He was gone. He himself said his loan was for 6 months. In football, you cannot have 6-month loan. Hence, you have 1-year contract with a break clause because he knows the player knew he is going to go back
Back in
because the
6
club
months.
had promised that yes, Shaw or Malacia would be here by this time. By December, they both would be ready. So when around November was the first time, November was the first time when we saw Lindelof play at left back. And before that month, we saw Amrabat play at left back. Why? Because Eric Ten Hag knew Reguilon is going to be gone, so he was trying to be proactive, not reactive. If Shaw doesn't come back, who plays left back? He needs to figure that out ahead of time. He didn't know Delo could play that position, with no problem. He did not know that. So he was trying to figure out, and obviously that takes a few games. He did figure it out, and then we were here. So again, when the truth comes out, United fan base is just living in denial. They don't want to believe it. Reguilon himself came out and said with his own mouth, Mark, you can play the video as well if you want. The timestamp is there for you. The timestamp is also there for you. Bro, he literally says that he was there for 6 months. Now, Amrabat is saying Eric Ten Hag did not ask Wilcox, but people still want to go ahead and put it on Eric Ten Hag. So, hey, it is what it is.
Do you know what's crazy? Touching on what you were saying about people putting stuff on the manager, like I even heard a crazy one today, right? But this is for an on-field one, right? So they were like, oh, this creator was saying, oh, she believes that Eric Ten Hag is misprofiling all the players. He's misprofiling Xerxes. And I was thinking to myself, misprofiling Xerxes? Didn't Xerxes come in saying he's a 9.5? He comes into midfield, he does link-up play, he does all the things he does, he arrives late in the box, and he gets his strikes on goal, but just because he's not scoring, that doesn't mean that he's being misprofiled. You can't say a guy that is not hitting the mark is being misprofiled. Now, had Xerxes taken all the chances that he had, let's say he's got 5 goals by now, would anybody be saying he's being misprofiled?
No, they wouldn't, bro.
They will be crying to say, why is Ten Hag not starting Xerxes over Rasmus? It's
just the argument.
It's just the argument, bro.
It's just the argument of a toddler in a toy store, bro. When you pick up a car, you'll pick up a black one looking like a Dodge Viper, and you'll be like, cool. And while you're walking around the car, you'll see a Lamborghini and be like, cooler. You know what I mean? So you gotta keep picking up cars, or by the time you walk out the store, you have the whole collection. You know what I mean?
And for me, I
understand what Luman's saying here, but I have to tell you this, Luman. Klopp didn't know who Doku was before he arrived at the training ground. He never saw him in his life, right? And that's the same for 2 other players in the squad, including Savio, right? It's the same thing. So I just want to put that out there. And if you want to talk about it, Klopp never didn't want Salah. And look who Salah is to Liverpool. The greatest thing. He won him everything that he won at Liverpool. If not for Salah, he probably wouldn't have won anything. So for me, guys, I look at it from a perspective that all managers in football is a normal thing. You would get some players that you didn't want and you have to deal with. That's just how football works. It's always been that way from the start to the finish. It's probably never going to change. And, while some managers could dictate or lessen the load of the club buying players that they don't want because of their domination and by the fact that they're winning stuff and they're making the right choices and who they're bringing into the club don't really feel it need, there will still be players brought in, especially young players in the academy. The senior managers don't decide the young players who come in the academy, I just want you guys to understand that. So, you know what I mean?
Mark, let me say
So,
something before you
I
go
just
to
want
the
to
next
run
one.
through these comments, bro, because I
No,
have
no.
to close up in 5 minutes, bro.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, like, you know, Sosa was saying, you know, true, but if you don't want Delete, he could have said no. I think you guys reacted to that, but I mean, that's if he didn't want Delete. Who wouldn't want Delete, in my opinion? I wanted Delete. You know what I'm saying? Brendan, anyway, big up to you, Brusky. Is Ugarte a Ten Hag signing? I mean, I don't know. I would say yes, and people would say no. So it's up in the
The
air.
question
We
is,
don't
what
actually
is a Ten Hag signing? That's the question.
exactly. That is the actual question. So you know, we really can't really identify that unless we try to profile players from the likes of what we see in the two Ajax team that he built. And you know, what I mean, from the looks of it, you could tell Kobe is a Ten Hag player because he gives you that kind of De Jong finish. You know what I mean? It's our one or two players. Rasmus gives me that Haller finish. So it have things, it have similarities. You know, I guess Anthony, what well is Anthony, and I guess Ahmad supposed to be doing the Dusan Tadic role, or Rashford supposed to be doing the Dusan Tadic role. So it is what it is with that. You know what I mean? I am not surprised. I know lots of people are surprised, but I was happy about it, bro. I didn't want to see Amrabat come back to United. Brendan disagrees with me though. Big up to Brendan. You know what I mean? Danny B says we had no choice but to sell Fernandez over FFP because none of the deadwood would leave.
100%.
100%, bro. I didn't realize that was the angle on Wilcox's argument. I thought people were mad at him for that. Nah, bro. Yeah, big up, guys. Road to 2K subscribers before Mourinho is sacked. Big up, everybody in the chat. Big up, bro. Let's go. You know what I mean? Because it could happen. You know what I mean? If United were to go there and do a job, you know
This
what I mean?
guy.
And the reports are that the 11 that's going to be starting. Well, let me bring it up to the screen one time. You know what I mean, guys? You know, so we don't get carried away. Let's just bring this up here. This is the starting 11 that's reported for tonight. Onana in goal, Diego Dallo at the right back, Delit partnered with Martinez, Mazawari off the left, Ugarte, Eriksson playing in the pivot, Amad Diallo in the 10, Garnacho off the left, Rashford off the right, and Hoyland in back-to-back games getting his goals starts up front. What are your thoughts on this, guys? I think so. I was hearing some reports that Xerxes might also have been featuring as the starting 10, but it looks like it's going to Ahmad. And I think well deserved. I was trying to figure out who would start in that role, but it's really, really nice.
I would make a change over here.
Mark, make a poll. Create a
Amad
poll.
Diallo. I
Create
don't
a
think
poll,
Amad
Mark.
Diallo starts though.
Where's the poll? Where you want any poll?
Amad Diallo and Zexi, who should be playing that 10?
Eriksson.
Because I don't want to go about Eriksson because Eriksson would just be a landslide.
I think
right?
Eriksson is good where he is, to be fair.
No, but no, well, hold on. Because Casemiro is playing today.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think he have a calf
Casemiro
injury,
is with
bro.
Casemiro is with them. It's with the traveling squad.
Casemiro's Twitter 4 hours ago, man posted a match day photograph. Man's playing.
Yeah, well, he probably in the starting 11. He probably in the squad, but I don't think he's starting the game.
He is going to start. Trust me.
Ronald, for me, if I was the manager, right, I would put one of the big guns on the bench because I need somebody to come up that I could look at the bench and be like, okay, come on, and do something.
So Drex, tell me one thing. Tell me one thing. Make it make sense, right?
Okay.
Now you have Rashford in this current setup. You have Rashford, Amad Diallo, Garnacho, Hoyland playing, right? Now let's look at our subs. If we need to be in a situation where we need subs now, right? So Hoyland goes off for
Xerxes.
Ethan Wheatley in the squad list too,
Bro, are you gonna play Ethan Wheatley against the low block?
I would play Ethan Wheatley, bro.
Mark,
Mark, let him finish. Let him just round up.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So Anthony comes in for Rashford.
Okay.
We don't have any more wingers.
Okay.
Out of these three, who stays on the pitch? Garnacho, Amad Diallo, and Rashford.
Garnacho, Amad Diallo, and Rashford. Who stays out of these three? Who stays on the pitch? It will be Rashford. If I was to make that move, it will be Rashford and Hoyland, right? The first person I might take off, depending on the game, because this is just off the top of our head, depending on the game. But if everything goes equal, I just take if let's say we are leading 2-0, I just take Ahmad out. Then if I look at the way Eriksson is playing, just push it on there.
Created, guys.
Right? then bring Casemiro just to show up. That's
Now,
me. Okay.
That's you. For
Mhm.
me, I know what my lineup would be. I don't think he starts Garnacho today. Garnacho has been playing with a knock on his knee. We have seen him with the stone cold kneecap as well. I
Mhm.
don't think he's going to go ahead and play him. So I feel like he's going to play Rashford on the left, Amad Diallo on the right, Højlund as a striker, and then have Eriksen behind him as the 10.
As the 10.
And then just close shop with Ugarte and Casemiro, because Casemiro can take care of Fred somewhat, and Ugarte can run
take care of-
around
yeah.
embarrassment.
Okay. No, I like that too. For me, I would start. The thing is, I'm just being careful to keep a senior
Mark,
player.
why do you
on the-
always laugh at embarrassment? Why? I've been
It's the
saying
way
that
you,
name for
it's the
1
way
year.
you, it's the way
The
you
way
say it, bro.
bro. I can't say it like how you just say it now. So for me,
It
just
flows.
I just
For
can't
him, it
help
just
but
flows
laugh
out,
every
bro.
time you say it now, bro. You know
Just
what I mean?
say Amra and then
No,
just say
no,
embarrassment.
my
What is it?
my pronunciation too thick, bro. When I say I'm embarrassment, it goes somewhere. You see, it goes
It
song
goes,
no
yeah, it
slower
goes sound,
too.
yeah, it
You
goes
know what I
sound
mean?
too,
You got the right
too tough.
cadence, everything, the right cadence, the right crescendo, the right percentage, you know, A
Everything
and
so
end.
smooth,
You know what I
balance.
mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Big
Just
up.
it's
Yeah,
balance.
I've
Big
been
up
saying
for
it
that.
for 1 year, so I've actually clocked it how to say it correctly now.
All right. You see, this is why, I'm not going to try to take that thing from you. That's not my thing. I mean, for me, I don't rate him either. So I don't have an issue with him in the midfield. I don't care what he thinks he's going to do. I think my midfielders who I see in right now, Ugarte and Eriksen, have enough to give him a yellow or red card before the game finished because he's slow and clumsy. So all you need to do is
Yeah,
dance
that's
around him
another
like a
thing.
butterfly and let him stick his foot out and just fall. Ha! Take a yellow. And then let Ahmad go at him. Take a second yellow. Down to 10 men.
This guy's
Let's
wicked.
keep
Actually,
it
you can
going.
even, Mark, you can even have Ugarte take care of Fred because the pace would match, and then Casemiro
Take
go
care of-
pace match with embarrassment, because like that would work in my eyes as well. That would work,
Ooh,
and
that's
then you
a very good suggestion there. I
and then
attempted to
you
put
have
in
Eriksen,
to Casemiro. What the poll saying, guys? Only interacting with the poll, guys.
and then you have
Let's see what
Eriksen
the
to do
poll
whatever
saying.
he
Let's see what the
wants.
poll saying.
I think the only thing is I'm not sure if Mazraoui is going to start at left back.
Mm.
I think that's the only thing. But that team
But-
looks like a good team. You got
Okay,
like a young forward line. You got a bit of experience with Eriksen in the midfield. And then you've got your regular schmegular back four, apart from Mazraoui. I think that's a question mark whether
So before
they're gonna
before I listen to
Amas
the poll,
or
right, guys?
Malacia.
Before I listen to the poll, sorry to cut you there, broski. Before I listen to the poll says they want to see Eriksen in 10 currently. 50% of the poll says Eriksen, 32% for Ahmad. Now, if we take Eriksen out of the 10 and put him out the pivot and put him in the 10, who we going to play in the pivot now, guys? Because we have to take off one of Garnacho or Rashford to put Ahmad on the wing. So, guys, let me know in the
Rashford.
comments who we put in the role to replace Eriksen, because apparently, we say Casemiro. So that's all. I'm gonna do our next one because I want to save this team sheet and I want to have.
And Mark, there's one more
Continue.
change I would make. I don't think he starts Mazraoui. I think he starts Martinez on the left wing. He starts Lindelof with De Ligt as a pair,
Oh my
and then
days,
Delo on the
bro.
right wing, right back.
Oh my days, bro. Don't give me pity. Oh my days, bro.
Nah, because
Against
Lindelof,
Zeko?
bro,
Oh,
Dzeko
my days.
is not 24 years old. He's 38.
Yeah, but he's hella sick
If
in
you
the air,
can't,
though.
if you can't
He's
run toe to
problematic
toe with
in the air.
Dzeko
No,
at
Billy,
30,
let me hear Ronald. If you can't do what?
if you
Sorry.
can't run with Dzeko at 38 toe to toe, you should just retire from football.
It's not the
anyways.
running, it's the movement in the box.
It's
It's
the
not
movement,
necessarily
bro.
running.
And that's what De Ligt is for. That's what De Ligt is for. I'm not expecting Lindelof to do that. Lindelof
Did
is
you
what
see
is
what
going to be.
happened to De Ligt in the last Euro game, in the Europa game?
It's
He got
absolutely
smoked
fine.
in the air.
Someone,
He got
bro,
smoked in the
it's
air.
okay. People can have bad games. We have had people who locked up shop on Neymar and Mbappe as well. We sold them the next season.
True. What's his name? This guy, who is him? He plays for The guy that actually played for United that kept Mbappe
Mengi, I
quiet.
think it was Mengi or something.
Yeah. It was, we've seen it.
So
I
we
get.
have had such players, Bali, right? So I'm just saying, like, more viable option for him is to play Martinez as a left back than risk Mazraoui. He might switch it after like the 50th minute or the 60th minute in the second half, but he's going to go with a safer approach to just make sure that the player is not going anywhere left or right. Like, you don't want injuries in this game.
I can see what you're saying though about Lindelof. He might come in and then Martinez at left back. I can see what you're saying in terms of anticipating the manager's tactics. So I can see what you're saying there.
Because Ogunoi, I'm not sure if that brother plays right back. I think Mark did mention
He's
about
a right
him
back.
playing right back.
Yeah, he's a right back.
But that is a too big of a gamble for such a big game. Might be a gamble that you can take in the last minutes when you're actually leading 3-1, right?
I
But
think it's better
not the
to
start of the
gamble
game.
earlier. I think it's better to gamble at the beginning because you could show up the thing at the end.
Again, you only gamble with money you can afford to lose. That's the rule of gambling.
All right, you started at 0-0.
But Eric Ten Hag
Gamble.
cannot afford to lose this.
This guy,
sound like a casino man.
this guy.
Hey, he sounded like a casino man.
What's going on here? Chat,
Mark,
Kurt,
I want to say
based on-
something before the chat actually.
I used to gamble, so I've learned it the hard way, you know.
Mark, why? Okay, I know a lot of people want to see Ahmad on the right, but Rashford has been doing real well on the right wing for us recently.
Rashford has actually been better than Ahmad.
But let the chat go on with what they want.
So this is my suggestion, right? I'm gonna say it here. I'm gonna put delete here. Right? The light. Just give me the light. Yo. Shut up, Paul. Right? You see, Casemiro for me had an injury scare, right? So I don't believe Casemiro going to start this game. This is just me being honest, right? So I'm going to put Lindelof here for the sake of Ronald opinion on the chat. Because I think based on what the chat's saying, this is the alternative to what I was thinking here. That's basically the alternative.
I would also not play Onana in this game and play Ryanair. Unlike he had a good game last time he played.
Whoa, I don't know about that, bruv.
Belly's like, whoa. Belly's like, hold up.
Barnsley, he had a good game. We've always had the tradition
Bruv, we need
of
points. We need points.
We have seen less errors than him. We have seen less errors from Bayern or Ryanair, whatever you're going to call him.
He's hardly played any games. There's no sample size to say that he's some solid keeper.
So
exactly.
We have seen enough games
make a good
from
point here.
Onana. We have seen enough games from Onana to see that he can make mistakes. Can we afford mistakes in this game?
Well, it's like people want to throw out the form that this guy's got.
I'm just going to tell you one thing.
People just want to throw the form out of the window. Like the guy, he literally just won Player of the Month. We're talking about swapping him out for what? So if this is, let's say Amad Diallo won Player of the Month now.
1 second.
And then he got dropped. People are going to be like, oh my God, he won Player of the Month and now he's not playing.
Hold on, Bally. It doesn't make sense because David De Gea used to win that on a regular, and we still used to play Sergio Romero as a goalkeeper.
Because Sergio Romero is, I won't say he's better than him, but I would say he's experienced enough, and he's like an international goalkeeper. Like he's a certified goalkeeper. The guy's played for big clubs in the past, but this guy on there, guy.
Okay, no worries, cool. It's okay. I said that to KG in the Barnsley game. He laughed at me, and who's laughing now? He played the game. We won the game, so yeah, no problem.
Yeah, but this ain't Barnsley though. This is Fenerbahcę.
I feel like we just need to keep the momentum.
I would want to give him the opportunity, but if the manager decides the other way around, as Onana should be the goalkeeper, I have no problem. I have seen us go out because of Onana in Champions League. I'm okay with it.
I don't know. I don't know about swapping the goalkeeper. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying I would like to see it. That's
Oh,
what I'm
okay. I
saying.
thought you were saying that that's
No,
what's
no,
gonna
no.
happen.
No, I'm saying I would like to see that happen. I would like to see Ryanair get that momentum going for himself as well. Bro, he has barely touched grass ever since we have bought him.
I'm
Okay.
not gonna
Man was
lie. I don't
touching
feel sorry
So,
grass.
for him. If he
so
was a
I
youngster, fair enough. Like, find a way to develop your youngsters. But this guy is not no youngster. He's not. If let's say Onana
Yes,
broke
like
his hand or
crazy, bro.
something, God forbid. But let's say Onana broke his hand, right? And then they said, "Oh yeah, Hyundai or whatever his name is, he's gonna be like the
Man,
guy.
this is right here.
He's gonna be the guy who's gonna take over the number one for the rest of the season." My God, we better start looking for keeper replacements in
And
January.
that's my point. We
But
haven't
that's
actually
my
seen
personal point
enough
of
of
view.
this brother. We
I'd
haven't
rather go
seen enough
get
of
back
this brother
Sergio
anyways.
Romero and say, "Yo, Sergio, what are you saying? 1 year deal?"
We haven't seen enough of this brother to discredit him. If it was like we
Yeah,
have seen enough of him,
it's a two-way. Both sides have a valid argument. For Ronald, we haven't seen a lot of. There's no sample size to actually tell us, okay, he could do worse, or he could, or or he could be
and
better than what we have at Nana. But on the
Go
Bailey
get
side,
Kova alone. Go bring
all
back
right.
Kova.
Go get back over.
and Sosa, the
I
name
think
is
that's not a bad option. But what
Sosa.
I
The
would
name
say
is
is
Ryanair. I just like to call him Ryanair. Ryanair
big
Airlines.
up to Ryanair in the building, you know what I mean? Ryanair,
Yeah,
Ryanair.
sponsor the show.
Why you care? You know what I'm saying? It's just Ronald, you know what I mean?
Ryanair, sponsor Mark. Come on.
That would be nice. That would be nice, bro. But this is what I go and tell you guys right now. I have a funny feeling we're going to start a young centre back tonight. That's just me.
What
I
Kingdom?
think either one of O'Gunnahy or Jack Kingdon gonna be starting. So you see this lineup here? This is my starting lineup here. This is what I think gonna happen. Right? Because I think it's about time United move mad and start playing with some youth. Because see what's going on. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over. We had to take risks. The youth can't stagnate. It don't make sense. We risk it with Alvaro already. We're going to risk it with other young talent. We're going to wait till they go to another club and the other club want to buy them, to sell them, to see them become a talent that we should be seeing to be develop a talent at United. Bro, we are injury crisis. Start the youth players. I don't want to hear about it. Sub this, you know what I mean? Bring in a youth man. Jack King done travel with the Scotty in Fenerbahcę training with the team. I will see he tonight. He playing real good for the youth league. I don't care if it's adding Zeko, bro. It's a ball, one same size ball that men kicking, bro. And youth
Wow, I'm
man,
just surprised. No one is trying to argue with Mark right now. He wants to play a youth man. I'm trying to play Ryanair Airlines, bro. He's at least a first team player.
No,
No
the
one.
reason we
Wow.
want Mark to finish before we drop it on him.
yeah, I
Because
know
it's
you want to crash it on me, but this is my crash out before we end the
no
stream. So
because for
y'all have
Bring back
120
Mitek.
seconds to do whatever y'all want and say
Oguneye
whatever
to
you
play
want
right
about
back
it.
in Turkey, bro.
Brother, I playing him. We went Turkey last year and they beat up Galatasaray, brother. United beat Galatasaray 3-0 in Turkey, the under 19s. Them
That's
same
the
men you
under.
talking
That's
about.
the under 19, bro. Bro, the stakes are higher here, bro. I wouldn't even do that. I'd just rather say, okay, I know in as much as I don't want to see Lindelof, I think he still has some experience in him than to just put the kid and go in the back line. Maybe
Nah.
just you see, maybe for the back line, I don't know whatever they want to do, but somebody has to protect that back line. So maybe it's time. If he goes like this, then Eriksen should play 10. Casemiro should just play in that Eriksen's position right
God
there.
will.
And
Do you
we
think
just-
Lindelof will be worse than playing Evans?
Evans is
Yes.
Evans is not available though.
No, but
Evans
I'm just
yes.
asking.
Oh yes,
Yes.
bro. Oh yes.
Oh yes.
That's interesting.
No, it's not. Don't get me wrong, bro. It's not like
I
Lindelof is a
actually-
bad player. When we
honestly,
say
I
this
can't
thing,
It
lie.
just he have
Rex.
some moments, bro, that I've been honest
No.
with you, bro. Lindelof have some moments, I call it for gazy. You know what I mean?
No,
The man
I
is
can't
just
lie. Bro,
suddenly miskick
Lindelof
the
was
ball,
good.
mistrap the ball bounce right
Nah,
wrong he waist
you
and
guys
land
are
on the foot,
wrong.
the player feet.
Bro,
No.
Lindelof was decent. It was Mr. Eric Bailly who was the sensationalist with him. Well, yeah, Lindelof has had his downfall, but at the
Nah,
same time,
Eric
I
Bailly
feel
was a better defender than Lindelof.
Everybody was a
I'm not
better
gonna lie to
defender
you.
than even Maguire, bro. Come on, man.
Eric Bailly had his own moments. No one can tell me different,
Oh
right?
no,
But
of
at the
course he
same
did.
time, I feel sorry for Evans because Evans just came for one training session, now has a 3-year contract in the club.
Hey,
What's going
man of
on?
the match, bro. Showing
Bro,
levels.
he came, yeah, but he
Evans,
came for a training session. He was like, let me just go ahead, train with the guys, chill.
Yeah,
Man
well,
came
you
to
know,
chill. You
big,
gave him a
you know what
job.
I mean? When this quality is quality, and we're gonna say if he's showing the quality, you have to get the chance. And this is what this be same thing what I saying about the youth. While you want to play Lindelof, we have no experience to bring off the bench if Lindelof start. And that is very important and vital to closing on our game. Respect Bailly, bro. Bailly was one of the best defenders we have. It's just injuries kill him, bro. Because if Bailly didn't have injuries, bro, I sell everybody in the back before I sell Bailly, bro. I telling you straight.
Yeah, but then we are the club who gave Bailly a renewal contract when he was actually injured. For 6 months
bro,
ahead of him,
That's small thing.
not
We do
behind
with
him.
Luke Shaw.
we did Phil Jones, bro.
We do
If we
Phil
did it to
Jones. We
Phil
do Luke
Jones, then
Shaw.
bro,
We
we're
do
not
many
sleep.
players that, bro.
Phil
Look, we doing
Jones,
that way. We
Phil Jones
basically
was an
doing that
odd
with Mason Mount.
Phil. If you guys don't know, Phil Jones was an order by the Queen. We had to keep him for the time when he decides to leave. Now he decided to leave, so the Queen, yeah, never
Oh
mind.
my
But
days.
The Queen is no longer there. Big up though. But you know
big
what I'm
up the Queen,
saying?
though.
For me, what I would say is this, right? In all fairness, if a player guys look, we glorifying we paying Mason Mount to be injured, bro, to do TikToks at home. Let me be real, bro. Forget that.
Who Sosa? Who's Sosa talking about here? Renew to be able to sell. Sosa, who you talking about?
You're talking about why that's why I renew by contract. In some cases, we do try that, you
Okay.
know, even when they're injured, we do try that. That's a normal tactic. That's standard, bro.
Okay.
So it's normal.
I
But
thought
you
you
know,
No,
said
I
guys,
think
Lindelof.
Ineos are going to be moving differently, though. They're not going to be
100%.
renewing guys that they're trying to get rid of.
Nah, like
I think
Lindelof.
they will
Nah.
even be happy to see them out on a free. Yeah, just
100.
go somewhere else. We'll bring someone else in.
Yo, Drex,
What you
I know
saying?
what you're saying, bro. Like, what going on with you tonight? You available for the watch
Yeah,
along? You gonna be here? You might have to start the watch along, bro.
I'm here. Today's Thursday. No, it's a work-free day today. I'm off today, so I'll be here.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for interacting with the poll. So we're gonna go with 2 starting 11s. I'll be posting both of them to my Twitter. Of course, that one will be mine, and this one will be you guys, because I think this is what you guys were seeing. More of a balanced team, more experience. Ahmad on the right, Rashford on the left, Hoyland, Ericsson in the 10, Casemiro, Ugarte, Lindelof and Delit, Martinez off the left, and Dalot playing off the right back. So guys, I will be posting both of these to my, my Twitter. You guys
Let me
go
just say
across to the
some my
Twitter and
final word.
smash a
My
like and
final
subscribe.
Mark, you have to give it a squad title. Give it a name before you can
Oh,
save. My final thought is I'm begging this group of players, please don't do a portal right here. Don't take the lead 2 goals ahead and just for some reason let them come back into the game. Please, I'm begging
Well,
you.
I'm gonna drop off. I'm gonna see you guys at the watch along. I'm gonna
All right,
be
peace.
yeah,
there
bro.
hopefully. So I'll see you guys over there. And my prediction is going to be 2-1, a scrappy win
Awesome.
Wow. That's a
for
that's
United,
that's a
not
that's a
Jose
good
Mourinho.
prediction. Huh?
You say for
For
United, not
United, not Jose
3-1
Mourinho.
for me. 3-1 3-1 for me, mate.
3-1 for me for
Bailey's
Bali
holding.
Tech. Guys, what
Bailey's
is your
holding. He's
predictions
holding
for the
his
game?
3-1
Big up to
strong, bro.
Ronald. Big up to Ronald in the building. You know what I mean? I don't know. Drax, what's your prediction, bro?
But I already gave you. I think we're gonna keep a clean sheet. 2-0, 3-0, 2-0, 3-0 kind of game. But my clean sheet is I'm looking forward to. Mark, you're gonna get it today for that Ogune you put right there. A lot of people are
I
gonna be.
want to put Jack Kingdom, but I can't find him now in
Oh,
the
okay.
builder. So it really should
Sosa
be
is saying.
Jack Kingdom there. So, but one
Sosa
of
is
them
saying
are finna started,
3-2,
bro. You
3-2.
never know.
Rasmus Atrick. Danny
Danny
B
B
is
say 3-1.
3-1, bro. Yep.
And you know I say yesterday. I say 5-2, fellas. We're going to bag up in the first half. We're going to have them 3-0 down at first half. They will score one. Of course, we will score back. They will score back and we will score back again at the end of the game. I mean, this is my lineup. I go with a little bit of youth in the scene. Onana, Delo, Delit, Oganai. Well, of course, I couldn't get Jack Kendon, so, Martinez there. Ugarte, Ericsson in the pivot, Ahmad in the 10 for me, Garnacho off the left. If Garnacho can play, I'll start in Anthony off the left, but on that. I mean, Rashford staying on the right for me. Hoyland up
100.
front as usual, front and center. And
Mark,
now this is what you guys have chosen.
of all the
Onana.
talks that you kept talking about Harry Amas, but why is he not on your list? He's a young gun as well.
I actually prefer Murray. You know what I mean? I actually
Okay.
prefer Murray. But
Okay.
you see, what I was thinking is either one or two choices. I push Martinez back next to the lit, and I put
Then
Harry Amas on the left, right? Which I think I don't really want to put Harry Amas against Dusan
okay.
Tadic.
All
I
right.
feel like that would be, if it was against another winger, the young fella, the youth man, Meldon, whatever Meldo, or whatever Meldu, or whatever his name is. Yeah, I would have put him against that fella because he's not really super established. But I'm not going to put him against Tadic. I think that's going to be unfair to
Okay.
him. So I was saying the more situation is I put for continuity at the back line that we saw. If I have to remove one, I would quicker rather put them in between Martinez and Delit because the both of them could cover for that person. So that's why I said for me, I was saying, Oganai or Jack Kingdon because Jack Kingdon has been amazing this season, guys. Trust
But
what I'm telling you.
do you know, even if we get an injury at centre back, he's more than likely to put Casemiro there. Just as a thought
Possibly.
process. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if,
You never know.
let's say Lindelof got injured, he would put Casemiro there before he brings on the youngster. But that's my sort of thoughts. Or he might
Well, you
just say, you
see,
know what, let me risk Mazarawi, maybe bring him into the team and then put Martinez in the middle.
this is my thing, right? And while he could do that, I looking at Sunday. Sunday, you see, we have some players who nursing some little injuries, and I rather have those players more guaranteed or 50% better ready and fit and able to play Sunday. So I could get 3 more points in the Premier League than risk them in the Europa League. Because I know some people going to hate me for what I'm about to say here. We draw 2 games, but we didn't lose 2 games. You understand what I'm saying? So I could take risk in this situation because I have a feeling we will score goals. So I rather take a risk in defense and a young player. 2 things they will have: effort, determination, and pace and attrition for the game. They gonna be more fit than any other defender we could put in there, right? They could run. They could keep up with the pace of the game. Probably better recovery, and they had Delit, Onana, and Martinez around them to help. So for me, I rather put the risk there than put them to put up a defender like Harry or Masterface do Santadic. That's just me, bro.
Do you know,
Take the risk now and save for a more sure situation over the weekend.
now that I'm looking at this like defense, yeah, I'm thinking, okay, cool, you brought in these players, and yes, they did want to bring in the guy from Everton, but they didn't capture him. But now that I'm thinking about it, well, why did they get rid of Cambuala?
They didn't
Because
want to. Kambala wanted more starting
guarantee
games. He
starts.
wanted a
Yeah,
more
he wanted.
important role.
Yeah.
What Ten Hag basically said to him is, listen, unless I get rid of one of these defenders, unless I sell one of these centre backs here, like Maguire, the most I could do is offer you, rotational starts, which was not good enough for Kwambala. So you say, you know what, coach, I respect that. You keep it real with me. You give him a debut anyway, and consistent and a good bit of game time I never thought I would get. Because no other manager look at Kwambala, bro. I being honest with you. Right? And let me be real. I think he should have get more games last season, so I feel a little hard done for him. I liked his profile. I was excited. I was like, this going to save us money from buying Todibo. I tell men that all through the summer, and then he up and gone, bro. up and gone. And I was so disappointed when he
No,
left, bro, because I had
Billy-
high hopes for him in this team this
Billy,
season.
Billy, you have to give kudos to Kambwala, right, for actually sitting down and realizing the situation. Oh yeah, realizing the situation and saying, you know what, I think it's best, because Lindelof wasn't looking like it was going anywhere, right? And they just obviously just got a year Lenny Euro, and they were looking to get delete. Rumors were that Brown were looking to get delete, so the man just had to, you know what, let me just go. Now that the ovation is loudest, let me just go, you know. And good thing he went to a good club. Go ahead, Mark. Run it up.
I hope that, listen, to be fair, guys, I hope that we could get another young centre back like that come through the team. And of course, like Sosa is saying, Euro is coming. I not worried, bro. Like I tell man before, I believe Euro is actually the main candidate for starting left back going forward. Maybe from January or the end of the season. From next season, definitely. Euro
Left back, did
and
you say?
he's going to be one of the starting centre backs.
Left
Okay,
centre
I
back,
thought
I
you
think
said
he meant.
left back.
Right?
Left
And
centre.
what happen is the other two, whether it's Martinez or Delit or whoever, they're going to just be rotating on the side of him unless he gain rotational minutes. Unless they're taking him off to rotate him so you could keep him fit. Because
No,
I think what
I
he
believe that.
offers is not what, the partnership of Martinez and Delit offers. Delit
I
and
believe-
Martinez are both aggressive centre backs. The difference with Iloro, he's more of a centre back that is sit back. What you say?
I think internet, it disappeared.
Oh.
So Mark,
Anyway,
let's
so
just
guys,
run it up, yeah.
we'll be back later on for the watch along. Drex will probably start the watch along, guys. Today I have class. This is why I was trying to cut the stream because I have, some stuff to do before I get to class. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Big up to Bali Tech. Big up to you, my brother. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to Ramek Buji. 5 goals against Jose team. Nah.
That's a
Danny
long,
B saying
that's a
Murray
long
lacks
stretch.
pace. Sosa says, nah, Jose Mourinho not holding 5. Guys,
I
well,
agree with
later on when
Sosa
he
right
hold
there,
the
bro.
5, right, I will be live with you. And I will be saying, I told you. I told you all. Just like I told Temba 2 days ago, he go and win 4-2 when he was 2-0 down. And he was like, where the goals coming from, Mark? I don't see it. I cannot see it. We are done. The game is done. Oh my God. Guys, but big up to Tambadi, brother. He will be here live tonight as well. Big up to Bali Tech, guys. I was sending the links as well. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Big up to Sosa, Danny B. Big up to you, Ramak Buji. Big up to you for coming in today, bro. Big up to Brendan Chappelle, Darkro, Manu Tata, Luman. Big up to all of you coming in. Stephanie Griffith as well. Kenny Fan TV. Brendan Chappelle, Casimir, big up to everyone, and Jim Watkins. Hope you guys have a great day. From Drex and myself and Bali Tech, we out, and you'll see us all later on. Have a good one.
Baby.